So I am here with the new all-time winningest girls coach at Dawson Springs, Amanda Scott. Amanda, how you feel about that?
A little overwhelmed, honestly. It's been a long 12 years, 4 years as an assistant, 8 years as a head coach. A lot of blood, sweat, tears, sleepless nights, but it's been a fun ride, I'll have to say that.
So, this season, been kind of up and down.
Right.
Talk to me about this season a little bit.
When we started off the season, we were shorthanded, and I had one of my sophomore guards go down early, kind of left me with 6 players. And then also just dealing with, players being involved in other sports, we really didn't get to practice all that much when the season first started. So honestly, were we really ready for games as well as we should have been? Not really. And I think now that I've gotten those players, finally all on the same page, as well as adding the middle school to kind of give me some new energy, I think it's really helped push us to be better.
Let's talk about your middle school players real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Middle school players have really stepped up down the stretch and been able to give some of your older high school players a little bit of a break, because this team, of course, is heavy loaded with seniors.
Yes, I have 4 seniors. And, these middle schoolers are able to finally come in and give me quality minutes, and the thing is they lack confidence in themselves, and I don't know why, because they have the skills necessary to be in varsity games, and they don't trust themselves yet. And I wish that they would have a little more confidence in themselves, because they have talent and they have it in them. They just don't know it yet.
Now, going down the stretch, of course, districts is pretty much settled
Right.
for the girls.
Yes.
Of course, we're going to have a district tournament. How are you feeling about that in all actuality right now?
I just want to work to improve, the areas we're weak in. And I've told the girls that, cutting off baseline drives, being able to, function offensively versus a man-to-man. There's lots of areas we've been weak at, and we're slowly starting to get better at each area. And once we focus on the things we're weak at, it'll show in the game. And it has been. We've had some wins that were really good wins because we focused on the things that we're weak at and improving those areas.
Let's go back about a month here real quick. Christmas tournament.
Yes.
You guys come out guns blazing down at CCA and did really good. In fact, played a game with a very tough Ballard Memorial team down to 1 point.
Yes.
And your thoughts on wins and even those moral victories, those
Yes.
those feel-good games where maybe you're on the losing end of it, but you know what? It was a good game.
Correct. Well, and see, that's when I finally think, we'd have some games on our belt. We've had some practices. I finally got the middle school there, and they give an aspect in practices as well, because it's hard to have 6 people at a practice and be able to really imitate what defenses, what offenses people are doing. And I think that really started to kind of push my older players in practice to get to that next level. So, and I think that's where it finally all started to click at that point on the Christmas tournament.
Now, anybody you want to brag on this year in particular?
I don't want to brag on just one, because truly these girls have showed up for me every day, even days that they did not want to. They were having a bad day. They've all showed up. They've all gave 110%. And I mean, even me, I've had my bad days where I've come in grumpy, or angry about the day that we didn't play well. And they've always showed up. They always work hard, no matter what. So I can't be more thankful for that.
There you go. So shout out to the whole team.
Yes, shout out to all of them for showing up and being dedicated, because that's one thing these days, a lot of kids these days don't possess that dedication anymore, that hard work ethic. You're finding it less and less, with a lot of these high school teams. They're doing other things, working or social media, and it's wonderful to see that I have players out here that are willing to come in and work that hard.
So, 8 years as a head coach.
Yes.
Do you regret even a minute of it?
Absolutely not. I have.
Would you do it again?
Absolutely. I loved playing sports growing up. I did cross country, basketball, softball, and I've always loved sports.
Mm-hmm.
But coaching these, 12 years total, but 8 years as head coach, has made me fall so much in love with the game. And I just love doing it. I just love being around the kids. I just love everything that I do. And I'm so thankful for every moment that God has given me.
I'm not going to ask the question that I want to ask on camera. I'll ask you off the air. But let's say congratulations. I mean, that's a big accomplishment. Small school.
Yes.
And, I know that the folks in the stands appreciate what you've done here and the kids that you've coached. I mean, going back, of course, I've been looking back at some of them archive
Yes.
games and I
Yes.
mean, it's been a tough road, but
It has, and we've fought through a lot of things. A lot of coaches, well, most coaches, I say that, haven't had to gone through all this COVID and all these quarantines and all this, and it's been not an easy road having to navigate all that, losing practice times and players for 10 to 14 days and things like that. But I feel like in the end, it's made us more resilient as people, as coaches and players. So I think it's taught us lessons in the end. So it's been worth it.
I got one final question for you.
Yes.
What do you feel like was your greatest accomplishment as a coach? What was your favorite thing that your team's accomplished? That's a tough. I know that's a tough question.
That's kind of a two-part question. The 2017 year, when we were the 4 seed and we were able to overcome the 1 seed and beat Central, that was one of our greatest accomplishments, because being a small school, you always feel like you're the underdog. So when you're going in versus somebody that's beat you the first 2 times by a combined 65 points, you're never expected to ever come out on top. And so that night is a really magical night. It was just like everything fell into place perfectly, and it's one of the best moments of my coaching career. But in that said, coaching every player throughout these years, as long as I've been doing it, has been one of the greatest things, because I still have former players that I keep on Facebook. I message them, I go to their baby showers. I'm a part of their lives. It's like I've had hundreds of kids that I feel like are my own over the years, and that's all I want. It warms my heart to still see them, to love them, to hug them, and to take care of them even now as adults.
Making a difference one kid at a time.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Yes.
Amanda, thank you so much for hanging around and talking to me here. I'm going to let you get home, but again, congratulations
Thank
on
you.
this big accomplishment.
Thank you.